And HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, not only would a person have all of these blessings, but even if there was other Reshaim in the world, because so long as we are in this world, there's always going to be wicked people. Always remember that HaKadosh Baruch Hu protects us, where 5 of you will pursue 100, and 100 of you will pursue 10,000, just like the Maccabees. The Maccabees were very few, but they destroyed the entire Greek army that was the biggest, most powerful in the world. Why? They were the religious few. Maccabees weren't warriors and swords, and the warriors in Torah. The warriors in Torah. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, you don't need to be a warrior with swords and weapons. Like some people say, no, I'm religious, but I'm going to go to the army. Why are you going to go to the army? For what? No, to defend the land. You think HaKadosh Baruch Hu needs you to defend the land? HaKadosh Baruch Hu needs more people to defend the Torah. Defend Am Yisrael, and as far as keeping Am Yisrael. No, but it's right, it's the right thing. Show me one big rabbi that says that it's the right thing. Especially when you have most of the army is anti-Torah. Then they just find one of the generals over there in Eretz Yisrael, their general, the ones that they respect the most, the ones that are the most disciplined, rape a bunch of his soldiers, all the female soldiers as part of the induction to the army, have to go through him. There's a reason why the Chazon Ish says that for a woman to go to the Israeli army, to any army, it's arek ve'al yavo. It's better she die and not go to the army. But yeah, you have parents from different families here in America sending their daughters to the Israeli army for some strange reason. Torah says otherwise. Torah says you don't need an army. You need people to learn Torah. Sure, if there's a need, there's always going to be other people. But you don't need to have the biggest army. You need 5 people. 5 people for 100. What, they have a bigger army? They have 10,000? Okay, 100 people. If people simply believed what it says in the Torah, life would be different. Life would be different, Rabbotai Karim. When people ask, yeah, but how does it work? Practically speaking, how does it work? That you have 5 people against 100 people. I mean, technically they surround them, and that's it. Or if you just think about it, the Arabs, there's so many of them, 2 billion of them. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu simply took away the protection that he has over his dear children, and simply gave the Arabs a brain, where they would simply spit, forget about weapons. They don't even need weapons, they don't need rockets, they don't need forks even. If they all just went to the same place and spit, they would drown all of Am Yisrael, Hashem Yishmor. There's 2 billion of them. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu protects us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu protects us. The vast majority of the world doesn't feel safe, even in their own backyard. Different leaders are being put in different countries that are working against their own people, regardless of where you are. Whether in Israel, in America, in Canada, in the South America altogether, the whole world is in a really, really difficult state right now. There's a recent report came out that said that this year, 2022, according to the Gregorian calendar, there's a very high likelihood that a dozen countries are going to go bankrupt. We're not talking about little countries nobody ever heard of. And if things really do materialize, they say it could be a few dozen countries because of the debt crisis that no one wants to talk about. So the world, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is preparing something. He's doing something. Something is cooking. Something is cooking, Rabbotai, but we don't necessarily need to always worry about all the things that are bad. We have to also see how we can avoid all of these things.